Neither Better Trades or any of its personnel are registered broker-dealers or investment advisors. I will mention that I consider certain securities or positions to be good candidates for the types of strategies we are discussing or illustrating. Because I consider the securities or positions appropriate to the discussion or for illustration purposes does not mean that I'm telling you to trade the strategies or securities. Keep in mind that we are not providing you with recommendations or personalized advice about your trading activities. The information we are providing is not tailored to any particular individual. Any mention of a particular security is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold that or any other security or a suggestion that it is suitable for any specific person. Keep in mind that all trading involves a risk of loss, and this will always be the situation regardless of whether we are discussing strategies that are intended to limit risk. Also, Better Trades personnel are not subject to trading restrictions. I and others at Better Trades could have a position in a security or initiate a position in a security at any time.
Hello, and welcome out to the Insights. Double check, make sure we're recording here. Yes, we are. Do not have my additional screen today. Start off like normal with a quote, and I like this one. I just found it the other day, I think yesterday or the day before, and thought it works here. This is: the truly wealthy people, those who have money, health, great relationships, and a spiritual connection, all have one thing in common. They understand that in order to achieve what they want, they must learn to think and act in certain ways. And the key word there, in my opinion, is think. I mean, as a trader, in your personal life or even business life, you can act. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of goes into the same thing, but thinking with respect to trading and having the right mindset is the most critical piece there is. If you don't have the right mindset, then nothing else will matter. So you got to think in the right ways. I guess when I think about the word act, I'm thinking of, if you're if you're just you act goofy and stuff in your personal life, it doesn't really matter how you act with respect to trading. I guess if you put that into actions as far as how you behave and the things that you do, the choices you make, I guess if you put it into that realm, I was just thinking a little bit differently. Thinking of people like Charlie Sheen, who in his professional life, apparently he's a great actor. I don't understand the technical side of acting, but he must be a great actor because he does lots of work and he's got a hit show. In his personal life, he acts in a whole different way, right? And that's kind of where my mind drifts. So anyway, not to get too far off the subject there, but anyway, thought this was a good quote and fitting for today. Moving on, let's get going to the charts. And there's the SPX. Get rid of that grid over there. Just looking at the overall market today, and if you were watching this morning, of course, we were doing the market mashup when we were waiting for the Fed to come out, and then the market was basically flat. I think it was up 3 or 6 points or something, and it drifted lower for a little bit during the hour that we were in class. And then it took off and spiked today. Interestingly enough, and this is why you never ever know what's going to happen with the market, Fed comes out and raises interest rates, which in the olden days, and typically what you would expect from a response from that was, okay, the market's going down. It's just going to make money tighter. Interest rates are going up. There's all kinds of effects on the fact that interest rates are now up. It's only a quarter point, so it's not significant, but at the same time, it makes you wonder why the market reacted the way it did. And the only thing that makes any sense to put this in context is basically just to say, you know what, the market actually sees it as a good thing that they're raising interest rates. In other words, the economy must be doing good enough to where we can raise it for the first time since, 06, I think it was? Or is it 09? I think it's 06. So in, almost 10 years, interest rates have been the same. So the perception, it appears, at least as of today, is that this is a good thing. Fed's raising by a quarter point means that the economy must be more stable, or it's better than people are thinking it is. Now, the interesting part is this: what happens tomorrow? Because it's not uncommon to have a reaction like this, where you've got, 2 o'clock Eastern time? You got 2 hours left in the market. And there's not necessarily enough time there to digest all the information. I mean, a 2-hour move is essentially kind of a gut reaction. Once people get through the information and what the Fed said and how they said it and all the other details of what was there, tomorrow I think will be the true reaction. today is kind of the knee-jerk reaction of what people think and their feelings and their emotions. They go, oh, well, the economy must be okay if we're raising by a little bit. So they buy. That's what I would think. But who knows? You got millions and millions of people making decisions. And so to figure out the groupthink is not always easy. But just poking through the other indexes real quick, and then we'll just go look at the charts and see what happened, if anything. And this is what makes trading tough, and this is hard. Friday, looking through charts, it looked like things were going to be bearish, setting up for bearish plays, and then boom, you get a 3-day rally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Go figure, right? So there you have it. Interesting how the Russell, notice the volume's been drying up the last couple days. Big volume on Friday, big volume on Monday, and then it got really light the last couple days, which is a sign of weakness. So volume on the S&P and the other markets have been okay. VIX significantly down. That's a big move, down 3 points for a 30-point move in the market. The VIX seems to have gotten, I don't know if this is a pun or not, but more volatile. So the volatility index seems a little more volatile than normal just the last few days. It's moving, 3 points on a 40-point drop, 3.5, 4 points. It's a huge percentage, relatively speaking. So, but let's take a look and see, and we'll just breeze through these real quick and see what's going on. ABC still holding that 101 area. What is that at, 101.20? It dropped below it today for a little bit, then bounced back up and rallied above it. So I actually like this even more now, because if it does rally from here, then it's already taken a little bit of a breather and moved higher. So I like that. Autodesk still not materializing, waiting for that. AEP going the opposite direction we wanted to. Alexion Pharmaceuticals. This is good and bad. The rally that we had back up today is good. The volume is not good. So still kind of mixed signals on this. It's going sideways still. A little iffy on it. It's still, it's only $1 outside of the entry point, which is 1 out of 13. You got about $12 of potential. So we'll see what happens tomorrow with it. Ambarella, still waiting. It's just going sideways, so kind of losing interest in that a little bit. Amgen going the opposite direction. Anthem, just barely hit it today, but then again, look at the volume. Not quite 1.5, 2.25 is the average. So that's a good third of the normal volume. So not terribly excited about that. Best Buy going the opposite direction. Chevron, huge reaction to this. They're talking about, I was watching one of the news programs this afternoon, just for a little bit while I worked out, and they were talking about oil and interest rates and how it was affecting things, and I didn't catch everything that they had said. It's not something that I've studied in depth of how interest rates affect oil prices and commodity prices. I remember years and years ago reading stuff about it, but I don't remember the details of it. So it looks like, based on Chevron, granted, a 1 or 2 day move based on what the Fed does, a quarter point, doesn't say a lot. So Dominion, utility company, taking off to the upside. This is a huge rally, and this is one that would have been nice to catch on the bullish side, but woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? Tableau, however you say that. Tableau, I think is what it is. Going the wrong direction. Facebook, not going the way, I shouldn't say the wrong direction, it's just not going the way we were expecting it to. All these are. Gilead, same thing with Image, Triple M. Wow. Gap down Tuesday. I don't remember seeing that even. Did I miss that, or did I just not? I don't remember what happened there. I don't remember seeing that. It doesn't matter. Wouldn't have caught it anyway. It gapped right through the entry point. I don't know what. Was that earnings? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, so. That right there is why I don't freak out and panic anymore. Go, I can't believe I missed it. These things happen. There's nothing you can do about them. They just take place. So, Merck not going the way we wanted to. Paycheck, same thing. A lot of these are the same. RCL, Royal Caribbean. I saw that one up a bunch today. Splunk actually kind of sort of okay. It did get a little bit above that lower support level after a Morningstar, but the volume was really light. So if this thing moves to the downside and the market is headed lower tomorrow, I would be interested in a small position. I'd probably take a little bit lighter position in it than normal, just because of the craziness of the market in this. Ventas, nice move today. barely hit the entry point, but made a nice move and some pretty decent volume. Decent little jump, about $1 million, so about a 20% jump. So we'll see what happens tomorrow with that. Western Digital still sitting sideways, but I like it. Gaps up a little bit this morning. It gives us a nice little spinning top right at that resistance level. So move to the downside tomorrow, I would welcome. And Waste Management not going the direction we were hoping for. And look at the little guys real quick. Agilent not working out. Abercrombie not either. ATML still waiting, but I like the position it's in right now. Bank of America. Ooh, looked good. Gapped up Tuesday, and unless you had to take a little extra risk, which maybe could have justified it, would have been happy today. Obviously, they like the news. You can see where it was. It gapped up this morning, then sold off, and then rallied and closed near the high with huge volume. Almost 100 million more than normal, more than double, 120% of average. So, but that one's already gone. Cypress Semiconductors broke to the downside, little hammer today. Decent amount of volume, so I'd be cautious on this. But if it settles in and goes sideways for the next few days, then I'd be interested in a downside play if it makes a break to the downside. General Motors has bolted back to the upside today. HST, Host Marriott. Ooh, looking good. Had a little hammer on Monday, little doji yesterday, and a little bit of a hammer hangman. Well, more of a hammer since we're near the bottom today. So kind of mixed, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Platform Specialty blasted to the upside, was looking for a downside move. Hard to say what's going to happen with that now. And last but definitely not least, Twitter. Just sitting going sideways. You know, saw that hammer on Monday, looking for a move to the upside. Tuesday it broke down, actually below that support level. And then today it just sat there with a little spinning top. So this might be one we need to flip over. So we'll see what the action looks like tomorrow on Twitter. And that might be a flipper to go to the downside and see. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up. Call it a night. Nice, short, brief one tonight. And we'll see you very soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.